A midday recoupling. Guys, the producers are producing. Maybe we can take a sip to that. Cheers. And welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's doing okay and everyone is doing well. Hello, week 3, and no, that's right, we're already into week 3 of the Love Island reviews, so I feel like time is actually going quite fast, but I hope everyone is doing okay. Guys, I had such a good nap before the episode. You know, the naps, the Sunday naps after church, after you eat as well, they slap so differently. But we thank God we wake up on time and we have a few notes and a few singlets to tear, because I don't know what the guys were playing at in today's episode. I really don't know. But yeah, as I usually and always say, number one, if you haven't yet subscribed, guys, be sure to subscribe. We are on the road to 30k, and yeah, it's really nice. We're actually 3 weeks in, so definitely be sure to subscribe if you do like these reviews. And also, as I usually and I always say, please get cozy and comfy. Like I said, it's a bit hot, so no hot Ribena, but a cold peach iced tea will always do the job in return. But yeah, guys, I hope everyone's doing okay, and let's get into today's review. So let us start off with Andre and Big Mummy going home. No surprise there, guys. I mean, we already, you know what, I have to give it to Love Island producers, because I genuinely thought they were going to keep the dumping till Sunday, aka today, but they showed us on Friday, so I was just like, you know what, I like that. No more cliffhangers, because they can be quite annoying. But yeah, I'm very happy that we were able to at least see that. Definitely gutted, like I did say in Friday's review, that Andre was sent home. I feel like the producers just didn't give him enough time. I also low-key blame Molly for the fact Andre's back in the UK, but I'll get into that shortly. But yeah, nothing more to say other than the fact that I feel like the producers just should have shown us more of Andre. Catherine, maybe that would have swayed the votes a bit more. As you guys know, Catherine was also crying, which was actually quite sad, but we'll also get into that later on as well. Now, let's move on to Sammy. He was talking to the Islanders, and he was saying, oh, him being safe, and he was saying in his confessional, sorry, that him being safe showed that the Islanders really appreciate him, so maybe that means him and Jess are a good thing. I'm gonna get into Sammy's singlet very soon. Oh, don't you worry, okay? Because I don't know what Sammy was playing at in today's episode. I don't know who he thought he was fooling. Guys, we are 10 seasons in. 10 seasons. Babe, we've seen this game before. How convenient, but we'll get into this. Don't worry, you guys know me, I'll take his singlet. We'll get into that shortly as well. And Catherine was of course talking to the villa mates as well, saying that, you know, it was really sad because she does feel like she was genuinely building a very strong connection with Andre, and just goes back to what I said before, the producers just didn't do it enough. I feel like, I know it's hard because it is a 1-hour episode, but we need to see couples, then there just needs to be equal screen time. Even if there isn't a big storyline there, just let the public actually see how couples are getting on, because I do feel like things could have changed in regards to the voting, if I'm going to be honest with you. But yeah, she was speaking to Scott, and she did say that she's going to sleep on it because her eyes were even still red. Oh, Catherine, I'm sorry, babe. But yeah, her eyes were even still red, and she said she doesn't really want to speak about, you know, getting to know him a bit more, XYZ, and moving on. So they both agreed that they were going to sleep on it and pick it up the following day. Now, let's briefly move on to Molly and Zach having a conversation about it being an eye-opening experience. Guys, if you know me well and you've been watching these reviews, you know that both those characters give me nothing. Okay, it's actually okay. I don't know, I'm just not here for them. If you are, let me know down below, but I don't know why, I just don't care. I actually just don't care for them, so I'm gonna move on very swiftly. Now let's move on to Whitney and Meddy talking, and of course they shouted to Ella. No, Ella shouted at them and was just like, oh guys, have you seen Catherine? But obviously Whitney and Meddy left Catherine and Scott talking, so she was just like, oh, are they not on the so-so? Maybe they've been to the terrace. So I don't know what happened there, because we don't actually know where they went. But what was very interesting, guys, I don't know, I've been telling you guys, I can't take Meddy and Whitney seriously, and I just don't know why. Like, I don't know why, but I can't take them seriously. But of course, Whitney was like, you haven't even taken me to the terrace, and he was just like, what are you saying? I'm bamboozled. And I was just thinking, I still have my eyes on Meddy. Oh, last week's comments, they don't leave around here. Okay, comments do not leave this channel. We remember things, okay? We thank God we remember things. So Meddy, you stay there, because you also said something cheeky at the end of the episode, but we'll come and tell your singlet very soon. Now let's move on to Sammy and Jess talking, and he was saying that, you know, things have really been put into perspective, that he can't really picture himself with Leah. Once again, like I did say, for some reason I don't believe them. They ended up having a kiss. Halima actually tweeted a shout out to Halima. I love Halima's tweets during Love Island. She's actually hilarious. But I think Halima said, how convenient, and that's actually the same thought that I had. How convenient that all of a sudden a public vote comes and you tease that the girl that you actually wanted to get to know is vulnerable, and for that reason, oh, actually, I feel like I'm better suited to you. I mean, the 180 that he's taken is actually ridiculous. Like I said, 10 seasons, we've seen this game before, we've seen these tricks before as well. And I feel like as well, on top of that, we already heard him in last week's reviews and episodes saying, oh yeah, Jess's personality, Leah's looks, Leah's this, Leah's that. And no one's saying you can't just be with someone for the personality. But the way he was flirting with Leah, for me personally, let me know if you agree, disagree, I feel like there was a lot more vim than he had with Jess. If anything, he used to feel quite irritated, or maybe his body language was a bit off with Jess. So very interesting that he has taken another 180 just because Leah was in the bottom 3, if I do have to say so myself. But we'll get into him shortly again as well, because I don't know who Sammy thinks he is, and I also don't know if you gave him main character syndrome in this villa when he is giving us villa furniture. Thank you very much. Now let's move on to the bedtime. Nothing to discuss other than the fact that Tyrique said to Ella, what are you saying, daybed or what? So London, so British, I don't even know what else to say. But yeah, Tyrique and Ella ended up sleeping on the daybed. Guys, Ella is my man. She's not even this guy, and that's why I'm scared, because I feel like Tyrique is going to do damage in Casa Amor. Okay, all right, now let's move on to the following morning. So we'll go into some of the chats, because a few chats happened, which of course helps us understand more things that happened throughout the day. So Catherine said that it was a shock, but obviously right now her eyes are set on Scott, and I do get it, because I do feel like Scott is the only available person in the villa that could potentially go for her. Jess was telling the girls about the kiss, and Ella has sense. I like Ella. She has sense, okay? Comprehension skills on 100, okay? But Ella was like, oh yeah, I just find it a bit convenient that, you know, yeah, all of a sudden he wants to get to know you, but he wanted to get to know Leah before, and obviously Leah was in the bottom. Like, it's making sense. And Ella has, yeah, she's watched these seasons and series before, so she understands that, babe, you, like, as a man, like, Sammy, you can't be sloppy with your game plan like that. Like, literally, it wasn't even up to a day. It was the same night, and you decided, oh yeah, but I think I want to get to know you. Like, don't be sloppy with your game plan, bro. We've seen this before. We've seen this script. We've actually seen it. So it was nice that Ella was just saying, hey, by the way, apply common sense. Don't let any man take you for idiot. And lastly, we'll move on to Sammy, who was talking to the guy saying that he's not really worried about Mitch, because you guys know Mitch wanted to get to know Jess. I know it's not going to happen, but I wish Mitch and Jess actually get together, just so that Sammy can close it up. Okay? Because the confidence, it is the confidence for me. Yeah, it really is the confidence for me, because why are you so confident? Like, I don't know what it is. I just feel like Sammy, for me, he just doesn't give us a character. So when I'm hearing all these things coming from his mouth and stuff, I just get a bit confused, because I don't understand. I'm so sorry. I just don't understand. Now let's move on to the daytime. So Scott and Catherine were talking. They were having a good conversation about their chats and everything. I think about their relationships. Catherine says she's actually never been in a relationship. She's only been in situationships. Oh, sorry guys, it's actually so hot. But yeah, she's only been in situationships. So she's never really been the one like for commitment and stuff like that. And then I think he said his longest relationship was 10 months. Or something like that. Yeah, I think so. But they have okay-ish chat, I won't lie. And like I said, I guess he's the only one who's kind of given he is the only one who is giving Catherine time in the villa. At the same time, Meddy and Whitney, guys. Guys, I cannot take Meddy and Whitney seriously. I don't know. I don't know. I cannot actually take them seriously. But of course, you guys know that they were sunbathing, and then he ended up putting sunscreen on her back. It felt like that whole situ between them was like an hour long, because they just kept going. He kept adding more. They took off the thing, kept going, kept like. But yeah, Whitney did say she really liked it. But like I said, I just can't take them seriously. So yeah. But you guys know I love Whitney. Okay, we stand Whitney on this channel. Point blank. Okay, I was about to say point blank period, but my tongue twisted, so yeah. Anyway, moving on swiftly. So we'll talk about Scott and Ella having a conversation, and he was saying that he feels like if there was she asked him if there was a recoupling yesterday, who would he have chosen? And he was like, oh yeah, I would have chosen Leah. And then he was like, oh yeah, but obviously from this morning I feel like Catherine, like maybe I would have chosen Catherine. So they're basically up there. And I made a tweet. The tweet, some people are sending me their think pieces. Unfortunately, I don't actually care. But I did tweet that I'm just kind of over like this whole storyline of. And the thing is I tweeted it because we've seen this happen before. Like, I need people to be very serious, but we've seen this happen before. Like, I'm just over the storyline of Catherine, and not even just Catherine, other girls that we've seen in previous seasons being compared or held up to just people I'm not really seeing or getting much of him from in the villa, and all of a sudden just being second choice. Or like, I'm just over, guys, I'm so over the storyline. I just find it very boring. I really just want someone to come in for Catherine and just be for Catherine, because I just find it very boring. And I also tweeted that if anyone can let me know what Leah brings to the villa, even though Leah had voice in today's villa, which I have to, in today's episode, sorry, which I have to give. And this is why it's just such a shame that Andre actually left, because from what we've heard in sideline conversations, Andre and Catherine were actually getting on really well, but now she has to start from scratch with now a guy who's saying, oh, it's a bit like, I'm over it. Guys, I just want someone to come in for her and just be for her, because I'm just over seeing this storyline repeat itself. Let me know if you agree, disagree down below, but I'm definitely just over it. Anyway, we'll briefly move on to Tyrique, Jess and Sammy talking, and of course they saw that Ella and Scott were having a conversation, and who gets triggered? Tyrique. And why does Tyrique get triggered? Because many boys cannot handle what they also dish out, guys. This is actually the law of attraction. I don't know, law of something, law of relationships. I don't know what it is, but yeah, Tyrique was just, he was just like, oh, if she wants to get to know man, then she can, like, I've given her 48 hours a day. Oh my gosh, I just said he doesn't stop. Like, guys, Tyrique doesn't stop being mad, but at the same time, like I always say, I don't know if I can be mad because he's shown us he's like this. So chaotic. But of course, at the same time, Sammy was saying that he feels, no, not Sammy, sorry, I think because Jess was obviously trying to defend like Ella, like she likes you, trust me, you're being childish, you're being unserious, you're being immature. He was just like, oh yeah, Sammy, by the way, I just feel like you're better suited with Leah. Tyrique was, guys, Tyrique was just being Tyrique. I don't even think he meant that. He just wanted to get under Jess's skin because Jess was talking and irritating him. But of course, Ella ended up joining him and joining them back on the floor. And he was just like, I just feel like you're doing tit for tat. And you know, Ella, I love that Ella doesn't like take his nonsense anymore. But Ella was just like, what do you mean? If I wanted to do tit for tat, I will walk over there and I will do this and I will do that. Bottom line is that Tyrique cannot take what he dishes out. This is, guys, you guys need to remember, this is someone who told a girl to twirl in front of him twice while the girl that he knows likes him was watching. I know you're upset that I've had a 2-minute conversation with Scott. No, Tyrique needs to be so serious, okay? Every point you make from now onwards is very invalid. Thank you very much. Of course, saved by the text because the argument was definitely going to get much higher and much more heated, sorry. And they ended up getting a text that there was going to be a midday recoupling. Guys, the producers are producing. Maybe even take a sip to that. Cheers. The producers are producing a midday recoupling. Give it to me. So we'll get into the couples. Zach ended up choosing Molly. Don't care for them, sorry. What's so funny that my cousin actually tweeted this. I think it was Peace or Shola, one of the two. But hey cuz. But yeah, my cousin actually tweeted that they feel like Zach is the type that likes to chase, and now that he has Molly, because that was the chase, he's basically just gonna die down a bit more and be over her very soon. And I low-key see that happening because I didn't feel like I see much of a spark between them. But anyway, Meddy and Whitney, although I can't take them seriously, I'm very glad that I guess they have each other's back in the villa. He did say that she is always loud. I don't want to read into that too much right now. Yeah, let me hold on that. I don't want to read into that right now, okay? But he did say that she is always loud, but she does have a soft spot to her. Sammy ended up choosing Jess. What's it called? Mitch ended up choosing Leah. Tyrique ended up choosing Ella. Guys, Ella is so gone. She was just like, oh, that was so cute. She's so gone. And Scott ended up choosing Catherine. He didn't have a choice. She was the last one there. I didn't really understand the point of the recoupling if Scott didn't choose first, but that's just my reasoning. Okay, now Scott and Catherine were now talking about his speech, it being very nice and how things are very natural between them. I feel like I said, I do feel like they both have good chat, so we'll see if something springs forth from there. Now this is the next part where Leah actually started crying. So Leah was upstairs crying, and then Molly walked in and was just like, what's going on, babe? She was just like, oh, I just kind of feel like Sammy's words, da 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 da. At first, guys, I won't lie, I was a bit like, oh, Karen tears, but then these Karen tears are understandable because Sammy's singlet needs to be torn. Because even though you have to give a speech for the recoupling, don't get me wrong, I get it, but don't be saying, oh, like, I feel like, yeah, there, like, was your test, like, and that's something that, Leah actually did say to Molly, like, you know, I'm not a test, I'm a human being, and I have to understand and respect it, whether anyone thinks they're Karen or not. I do have to understand, because the things that Sammy was saying in his speech, it was just given so forced, which once again reinforces the fact that he's definitely just trying to play a game. Like, at the end of the day, the speech was a tad disrespectful, and the thing is, the reason why it comes across as being disrespectful is because all now he hasn't gone to chat to Leah the fact that, oh yeah, I probably want to get to know Jess. Like, he hasn't really called things off. So knowing that someone possibly still has feelings for you, and you're just here saying, oh yeah, like, I feel like there's been testing this, like the so-called test is a human being that you haven't addressed. Let's be very serious right now. Okay, let's apply sense very quickly, because it's not given at all. But yeah, so now let's move on to the night time. Not really much to discuss, other than, of course, they do the clink clink, and Meddy was asking Whitney how she's feeling about, obviously, you know, the speech and everything. And then this is when I said Meddy's madness hasn't left him. Guys, Meddy's madness actually hasn't left. So Meddy was like, oh, I just feel like, you know, during the speech what you done was disrespectful. And the second he said that, I think Whitney's face was even like, huh, because how do we go from good to bad? Like, every time I feel like Meddy is about to redeem himself, he takes 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 steps back. I don't actually understand that one. You guys know that Whitney was laughing, but even when she was speaking to Meddy, she did make it clear, like, you know, I wasn't laughing to be disrespectful. Like, she's just shy, she's a bit awkward. And there are some people who literally laugh in very awkward and very serious situations. So I feel like Meddy should have, once again, just approached it very differently. He doesn't know how, I feel like Meddy doesn't know how to communicate. Yeah, I don't think he knows how to communicate. Of course, they ended up allowing bygones be bygones, and then Whitney was just like, I think they were speaking about love languages, and he basically, I think she'll speak about maybe affection, because Meddy doesn't show much affection, and I think he just said, I can't give you what you want. Like, so even Whitney was saying, if our love languages are completely different, how are we supposed to work? But guys, I don't, like I said, I can't take them seriously, but I don't know if Whitney's taking this seriously. So I'm just a bit torn. But Meddy, for me, like I said, since last week's comments, he definitely does still get major side-eye from me. So yeah, I'm getting very interesting energy from Meddy right now. Okay, oh, so interesting energy, and I feel like more interesting energy is gonna come from him, because he has not yet redeemed himself. Okay, yes. Now let's move on to Leah and Ella. Leah and Ella, they were talking about Sammy, the Sammy situation, and the chats, and literally Ella was just like, what? Tell me more tea. So Leah was just like, listen, I'm not crazy. And that's one thing about girls. Girls aren't crazy. I mean, we know how to comprehend things very quickly based on the information and the actions that we're being given and told. So the fact that Sammy was kind of making out like, oh, Leah's being crazy, Leah's been crazy, but Leah was just like, listen, I'm not crazy. I know what I said. He was flirting with me. I don't feel like he's been upfront. I don't feel like he's been honest. Ella was like, no, I need to tell Jess. Like, what? Say what? She said, I need to tell him, I need to say the tea, okay? So of course, Leah ended up confronting Sammy about her feelings. And this is when I said that he's mad, because how am I telling you about my feelings and you're saying, okay, well, that's not my problem? It is your problem, because you've caused it. I'm telling you about my feelings and my emotions, and you're telling me, okay, well, that's not my problem. And I don't know who Sammy was talking to. Oh, someone should find out very quickly and let me know. I don't know. Guys, I don't know who Sammy was actually speaking to. How dare you? How dare you? I was even just thinking, like, are these some of the men that God has left on this earth? How dare you? I'm telling you about my feelings. I'm telling you that I'm emotional. I feel disrespected. I feel disregarded. I feel gaslighted. And you're telling me that's not your problem. It is your problem, because you caused it. It actually is your problem. Well, of course, he ended up saying that you're upset because I chose Jess, and then he ended up apologizing, like, I'm very sorry for that way, but because you've already come to me with the opposite energy when this chat originally started, is let me know that that madness is still potentially there, and you're just probably apologizing just so I can shut up. So I feel like Sammy once again handled that conversation very wrongly. His communication skills are whack. He is a gaslighter, and all he had to say was, I'm very sorry, but I just feel like I had a stronger relationship or spark with Jess, and I want to pursue that further. That's all you had to say. You don't tell me that's not my problem. Very scary. At the same time, of course, Ella was speaking to Jess about how he downplayed everything, and then Leah and Jess then ended up having a conversation, and she was just letting him know, like, listen, we have been speaking, and when we were speaking, I felt this way. I know I'm not silly, I'm not this, and Jess was like, no, don't worry, babe, like, I understand you, babe, like, I get it. And girls get girls, because you need to have common sense there. A girl won't make something up in her head for the sake of it. There are some girls that will do that, but Leah didn't do that in this case, because we clearly saw that Sammy was having good chat with her. And even before the recoupling, Sammy had more energy to be with Leah than to be with Jess, so he needs to really make that make sense. Now, of course, Sammy was talking to Tyrique and Zach at the same time about it. Guys, I don't know what Zach was saying. Okay, Zach was just like, oh, I was reading a book last week about accountability. Not you talking about accountability, sir. Guys, when I tell people that some people actually have a lack of self-awareness, people actually think I'm joking. Guys, I mean it. Not you. Like Zach, I literally tweeted it. Like, accountability and Zach are like, oh, you're on water. When did he pick up this accountability? That's what I need to know. I was reading a book. He needs to hold it. I'm so sorry. What the heck was he saying? I don't know. But of course now, Jess now ended up pulling Sammy for a chat, and then he started explaining his bit. Then he started to raise his voice. Like I said, once again, I actually don't know who Sammy thinks he's speaking to in this villa, and I don't know when they made him a main character because he really doesn't give. But once again, it was just giving gaslighting. Like, he wasn't honest with Leah, and that's just a fact. He wasn't honest with Leah. He wasn't honest with Jess. When the recoupling happened and things changed, all of a sudden his aura, his energy, oh yeah, I just feel like me and Jess work. I just feel like there's a spark. I feel like that. I feel like, but you weren't having these conversations before the recoupling, babe. So if you're gonna have a game plan, you can't be sloppy with it. And right now, it's clearly giving game plan. Do I feel like Jess is going to leave him? I don't. Do I feel like he's going to... It's early days. Let's see how this week goes. But right now, I don't feel like Jess is going to leave him because I feel like she probably feels like she may have more loyalty to him than she has for Leah because they kind of just met. But let's definitely see how this week goes. Overall, yeah, I feel like it was an okay start to the week. I won't lie. I feel like we're in for some... Shaggy. I feel like Casa Amor is going to start next week as well. Does Casa Amor start at week 4? I don't actually remember, but I feel like Casa Amor possibly may start soon too as well. But yeah, overall, guys, we're locked in, so we don't have a choice anyway, even if the episodes give or they don't. But yeah, guys, I love to know what you guys actually did think of today's episode down below. As always, if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe and definitely join the family. But once again, I love you so much. God bless, and here is to another week of reviews. Take care, guys, and I shall see you tomorrow. Bye.